5-year-old Jacksonville girl, Taylor Williams. As you know, investigators have expanded their search to the Alabama area.
I woke up this morning and started getting back from work. You can cancel that. She wasn't in the room.
Welcome to True Enigma. Nothing here is fabricated, just raw facts, dark corners, and stories that unsettle. Settle in. We're stepping into the investigation. This is the reaction of the mother when she learned that her daughter's body had been found. A moment frozen in horror, disbelief, and silence. The weight of what had happened, the consequences of her own actions, crashing down all at once. It is a reaction no one should ever witness, a mix of fear, detachment, and the unimaginable reality that a child she was supposed to protect was gone forever. Imagine a mother, a woman trained to serve, to protect, to respond at a moment's notice when danger threatens. Her every move, every decision, shaped by years of Navy discipline, by relentless military training. And yet, despite this, the one life she was meant to safeguard above all else was lost. This is not fiction. This is the chilling, undeniable truth. This is the story of Brianna Williams and her daughter, Taylor Rose. In November 2019, 5-year-old Taylor disappeared. At first glance, it appeared to be a routine missing child case, the kind handled daily by law enforcement. But this case would reveal a darkness so profound, so terrifying, that it would shake everyone who heard it. Over the next moments, we will explore how appearances deceive, how lies hide in plain sight, and how a child's life can vanish while the world looks the other way. Brianna Williams was a Navy officer. She had been trained to follow orders without hesitation, to maintain strict discipline, to protect those who could not protect themselves. Yet behind the uniform, behind the composed exterior, another life existed, one in which a child suffered quietly, unseen, and unnoticed by everyone around her. It began on November 6th, when Brianna called 911 to report her daughter missing. She claimed she had last seen Taylor the night before. The front door of the home was open. There were no signs of forced entry. Brianna spoke calmly, almost mechanically, as if reading from a carefully rehearsed script. But behind that composed tone, the horrifying truth was waiting to emerge. When officers arrived, they found a home that appeared immaculate. Every surface was clean, every item in place. But in Taylor's room, the story was different. Her toys were boxed, her clothes folded and stored away, her world stripped of the small comforts that make childhood safe and warm. The house spoke of control, not care. Neighbors were questioned. Many admitted they had not seen Taylor in weeks, sometimes months. Friends expressed concern, but every time they approached Brianna, she offered reassurances, logical explanations, a smile that hid what was really happening behind closed doors. Investigators began noticing inconsistencies. Every story Brianna told seemed to contradict the previous one. Yet throughout all questioning, she remained eerily calm, her composure unnerving. This was the kind of control the Navy teaches, but here it masked a deeper horror, a horror unfolding in plain sight. Evidence of neglect started to emerge. Food in the home was sparse. Taylor's world was small, isolated, deprived. The neighborhood described Brianna as meticulous, polite, distant, but something about her seemed off. She projected control, perfection, while her daughter's life quietly unraveled. Reconstructing Taylor's daily life revealed a terrifying pattern. She had been left alone repeatedly, sometimes for entire days. During these absences, Brianna went about her routine, working, running errands, maintaining social appearances, while her child's needs went unmet. School attendance was sporadic, yet no alarms were raised. The bedroom Taylor lived in was stripped bare, lacking personal touches, toys within reach, or even accessible clothing. The evidence painted a picture of prolonged neglect, unnoticed until it was far too late. Days later, authorities discovered human remains in a wooded area in Alabama, over 250 miles from Jacksonville. DNA testing confirmed they belonged to Taylor Rose Williams. The autopsy revealed a slow death caused by neglect, malnutrition, and dehydration. There were no injuries indicative of assault. Taylor had suffered for days and weeks, left without supervision or care, her life quietly extinguished by the very person sworn to protect her. Brianna Williams was arrested. Throughout the process, she showed no visible emotion, no tears, no cries, only an unsettling, calm detachment. Her reaction shocked investigators and the public alike. As the investigation deepened, police meticulously reconstructed Taylor's final weeks. Interviews with friends, neighbors, and relatives revealed a consistent pattern of neglect. Taylor was repeatedly left alone, deprived of nutrition and care, while Brianna maintained an illusion of normalcy. Experts describe Brianna as highly disciplined and efficient, yet emotionally detached, capable of rationalizing neglect as part of a routine, compartmentalizing her professional identity from her personal life. The case raised haunting questions. How could warning signs have been ignored? How can appearances deceive so completely? What systemic failures allowed a child to suffer unseen? In 2022, Brianna Williams pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. Prosecutors presented a detailed timeline of neglect, isolation, malnutrition, and repeated failures to meet Taylor's basic needs. The judge called the case an absolute tragedy, emphasizing the total disregard for a 5-year-old girl's life. Brianna was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Public reaction was one of disbelief, outrage, and horror. How could a mother, a military officer, allow her child to die? The story captured national attention. Media outlets highlighted the shocking contrast between Brianna's military service and the crime she committed. Analysts debated the missed warning signs, the systemic failures, and the lessons to be learned. Taylor Rose's death became a symbol of silent suffering, a reminder that even those we trust most can hide cruelty behind a facade of control and respectability. Taylor's story forces reflection on parental responsibility, child protection systems, and the uncomfortable truth that danger often exists within environments we believe to be safe. Brianna Williams' case is chilling because it is real. A mother trained to protect who failed the one life she was meant to safeguard above all else. Her career, her discipline, her outward success could not shield her daughter from the consequences of neglect. Taylor Rose's life was brief, silenced too soon, yet her story is a warning. Appearances cannot be trusted, silent suffering must be noticed, and sometimes the monsters we fear most are the ones we already know. Her death is a story of deception, neglect, and tragic loss. A story that challenges our assumptions, forces us to confront the darkest aspects of human behavior, and underscores the necessity of vigilance and compassion to protect the vulnerable. Even those who appear strong, disciplined, and trustworthy can cause harm. Society must be prepared to recognize danger and respond before tragedy strikes. Taylor's legacy is a call to action, to notice hidden suffering, to intervene when warning signs appear, and to remember that vigilance and care can mean the difference between life and death. This is the story of a mother, a soldier, and a child lost too soon. A story that will linger, haunting our thoughts, compelling us to reflect, to demand accountability, and to ensure that no child suffers in silence again. Brianna Williams' deliberate neglect over time led to a preventable death. Her capacity to maintain normalcy while allowing her child to die reveals a chilling ability to compartmentalize and detach. Her actions force us to question how appearances deceive, to understand the urgent need for awareness, and to act when the quiet suffering of a child becomes visible. Taylor Rose's legacy is not just sorrow. It is a stark, urgent lesson, a reminder that vigilance, empathy, and intervention can save lives. It is a call to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Her story is one of tragedy, but also of responsibility and the inescapable truth: the smallest voices, when ignored, can vanish, leaving behind lessons too heavy to forget. If you want more deep true crime breakdowns like this, subscribe, hit the bell, and get ready. We're just getting started.